Tea200, one of the senior editors here at Acoustic Guitar, and today I'm here with the new Trace Acoustic TA200 amplifier made by Trace Elliott. Trace Elliott practically put the modern acoustic amp category on the map when it released its original line of Trace acoustic amps back in 1989. The amps were designed to offer clean, transparent power with features that acoustic musicians needed, like notch filters to battle feedback, extended EQ, built-in digital reverb, and such things. So, as a result, the amps were an instant classic. Recently, Trace has updated its original design with the latest generation of its acoustic line. The TA200 that I have here features 200 watts of power, 4 5-inch neodymium Celestion speakers, 2 channels, and digital effects. And as you can see, if you're familiar with the original Trace line, the amp still looks very similar in its package. The control panel is put between the 2 sets of speakers and has a very similar layout in terms of its knobs and effects and features. Specifically, the amp's controls include gain inputs for each channel, a low trim and a high trim, basically a 2-band EQ for the guitar channel, and a notch filter to combat feedback, and I'll demonstrate that later. The amp also has a microphone channel that has a combination XLR and 1/4 inch input, a gain control, and a notch filter, which is very important for a microphone. And it has really 2 sets of effects. It has a standard reverb for each channel and has an extended effect section that includes delays, flanger, tremolo, and effects such as that. One unique feature is that it has a 6-band graphic EQ in its master section, which is very useful for dialing the amp into a specific room or overall sound that you'd like. On the unit's back, there are connections for tuner output, left and right preamp outputs, and 2 DI outputs. The DI outputs, of course, are balanced XLR, so you can go directly into a stage snake. The amp is surprisingly lightweight for its size. It's only 20 pounds, and it comes in a padded carrying case. You can actually put it over your shoulder. And the amp has a list price of $1,699, and it streets for about $1,250. So let's see what it sounds like. So I have a Yamaha Compass series guitars plugged into the amp here. The guitar has onboard electronics that include a LR Baggs ribbon transducer under the saddle and an internal microphone. I only have very little of the mic dialed in right now. I'm plugged into the guitar channel, of course. I have a little bit of reverb dialed in, but all my EQs are essentially flat, and the same is true for what I have on the guitar. So here's what it sounds like. As you can see, the amp is able to transmit the guitar sound in a very clear and transparent way. Also, I have the master volume on about 2 here. The gain is at about 4, so there's a lot of reserves in this amp. It's probably hard to see on video, but it's already quite loud, and I wouldn't have any doubts that you could play with electric guitars or in a fairly large solo setting with this amp and be heard quite well. I mentioned the amp's notch filter feature earlier, and I can demonstrate that. I'm going to turn up the guitar's internal microphone, and we'll wait for the amp to feed back, and I will show you how the notch filter can effectively cut that. And there it is, it's all gone. So as I mentioned before, the amp has built-in digital effects that go beyond its basic reverb, and let's have a listen to those. I'm going to start out with a basic chorus effect, which sounds like this. Moving on from there, we go to the flanger. To a phaser. To one that's a lot of fun, this is the tremolo function. We have various delays. To the final, which is called a ping pong delay. So, literally quite effective if you want to modify your sound. There's a lot of options in this amp. So that's the Trace Acoustics TA200. You can read the full review in the November 2009 issue of Acoustic Guitar or online right here at acousticguitar.com. Thanks a lot. My name is TA200.